it's Gary Dennis, your favorite realtor here in Columbia, South Carolina with Fathom Realty. Hey, I wanted to reach out to you guys and talk to you about what you need to do to your home coming this winter time, because it's going to get cold and we're going to get ice and snow down here in South Carolina. So one of the things you need to do, you need to check your home's heating and air conditioning system, okay? So the best thing to do is contact the HVAC company and get on one of the plans where they come out and check it every spring and every fall and get you ready for the season. You know, they'll help you, tell you when you need to change your filters. They'll do a checkup on it. They check your Freon levels and things like that. And it keeps your system up and running and in good standing. Because most heating and air systems, they typically last in between 12 to 15 years, okay? And if you don't take care of it, it's not going to last that long. But if you do take care of it and you utilize these companies that come out here and look over your system, the systems can last a long time. I mean, there's endless amount. If you do the right maintenance, just like on a car, you can have it for a long time. All right, so after you do that, something that you can do is actually paint, caulk, and seal the exterior wood. So let's say you're out on the your patio or your front porch, all that wood and things like that. You know, if you got cracks, seal it, paint it, and that'll help keep that moisture out and help it from rotting and things like that. And also you need to seal your masonry and hard surfaces. You know, if you've got cracks, things like that, have somebody come out and put some mortar into it. But if you're getting cracks and that sort of stuff, you might want to get a foundation expert to come out there and look at it. And talking about foundation, you need to check your drainage areas, okay, around your house. As time goes on, water and erosion and things like that happen, and it causes the ground around your house to settle. And if it settles, you can get pockets where water can be trapped. And in the wintertime, trapped water is not a good thing. It can expand and it can cause other issues. So, you know, keep in mind and look at that. One of the other big things people need to do is clean the gutters. You might have to clean them once or twice, because if you got trees around your house, leaves are going to fall and things like that. It's going to fall in your gutter. And the last thing you want is your gutters to have a lot of leaves in there, and then it rain and then it freeze over, but your gutters can't get rid of the water because there's too many leaves in there. So you need to look at that too. You know, get them gutters cleaned out. Now, a lot of houses in the area around Columbia, they do have chimneys and things like that. So, you know, make sure you clean your chimney. Get some chimney expert out there to look at it, clean the flue and things like that. Because the last thing you want is that to back up and get carbon monoxide in your house. Now, speaking of carbon monoxide, something else you need to do is, everybody says at the beginning of the year, test your smoke and smoke alarms and carbon monoxide detectors. Well, you should do that. But in the wintertime, you should always check them also. And the reason why is because you're going to be running your furnace and you're going to be running the fireplace or gas logs and things like that. And what creates fire? Heat. Heat creates fire. So if you're running a lot more heating elements, you have a better chance of creating a fire. So if you got that stuff up, you're protecting yourself and can possibly save a life. All right. Now, if you got a pool or anything like that, or sprinkler systems and outside faucets, you know, cover up the outside faucets, winterize your pool, shut down your sprinkler system, make sure you get all the water out of it. And talking about that, the little covers you buy, I spoke about it a couple of days ago. Right now they're on sale at Lowe's if you're in Columbia. Okay, and don't buy the styrofoam ones. Buy the styrofoam ones with the plastic on the outside, because guess what? You can use those again next year. So you spend $5 and guess what? You can use them forever. Okay. On top of that, we talked about leaves. So you need to prepare your lawn for winter, because when springtime comes around, you want a good lawn, right? If you let the leaves stay on your lawn over winter, it's going to kill your grass. So make sure you keep them leaves off your grass. Make sure you fertilize, you put down whatever you need to, whatever your lawn plan wants for the winter. Make sure you do that. So that way when the springtime comes around, you got that lush green grass, you know. Me, right now, I will plant ryegrass so it will help in the winter to keep a green lawn. And then in the spring, I'll put back some more Bermuda and vice versa, and I'll keep that up, and it keeps a good green lawn. All right. The other thing you need to do is check your trees, okay? Before the leaves fall, you need to look at your trees, make sure they're healthy, because if you got a dying tree in the wintertime, if it gets a lot of snow or ice on it, it's going to get heavy and could fall. And if it falls and it's a tree that's leaning towards your house or your neighbor's house, that could cause some insurance problems, especially if it fell on your house and then you got to pay your deductible, you get your house fixed. Or if your tree falls on your neighbor's house, you will probably be paying that. So if you got a bad tree, go ahead and get a tree company to come out there and remove it, okay? All right? So the next part is more back into your house, okay? So there's a thing up above called an attic. The last thing you want is critters in your attic. You don't want any creepy crawlies up there. So with it getting cold, animals are going to try to find a little warmer spot. So, you know, look around, make sure no animals are getting up there. Check around, make sure like your insulation don't have rats or anything like that in it. And you can be the cleanest person in the world, but all it takes is a little bit of damage on your house where these animals can get in and they can wreak havoc without you knowing, okay? So, you know, it might be a good idea to even get a company to come out there and check. I use Clark's Pest Control, things like that, and they come out and they do stuff throughout the year. It makes it easier on me. I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to spray chemicals or any of that stuff, all right? So the next thing is going back outside. You got lawn equipment, right? So you got riding lawnmowers, push lawnmowers, weed eaters, chainsaws, things like that. Things that you're not going to use as much in the wintertime. So if you got gas and stuff, you need to get that gas out, or you need to treat that gas because the new ethanol gas can gum up things. And then the worst thing to have is a zero-turn mower that costs you $5,000, not be able to crank because you let gas sit in it, you never cranked it over the wintertime, and now you got to pay somebody $400 to $500 to just clean out a carburetor that only takes 5 minutes to clean out, but it's going to cost you some money because A, you're going to have to haul it to them, or they're going to have to come pick it up, and then they're going to tear it apart, and then they're going to find other things wrong that don't need to be done, because if you would have kept it up, you wouldn't have the fuel lines rotten and things like that. So just make sure, you know, you probably drain your oil and or leave the oil in there. You can leave the oil in there, but just remember in the springtime you need to put new oil in there and keep on your cycle. Definitely get the gas out though. The new gas we got wreaks havoc on things if it sits in there too long. All right. The other thing is cover your patio furniture. If you got patio furniture, if it's snowing or freezing, rain or anything, you don't want that on your patio furniture because A, it can deteriorate it, it can make it brittle, it can break, things like that. You don't want that. You don't want to have to spend another $900 on patio furniture every year. Take care of it. Just take care of it. Just cover it. Or put it inside the garage. Clean it off, put it inside the garage if you got an area, or a storage shed if you got area for it. And the last thing is, here in Columbia, we don't really worry about snow. We don't get a lot of snow. And if we do, it's very short-lived. It's a couple days, and then it melts out, and then it's 70 degrees again, and then we're back on wearing some flip-flops with some jeans and a t-shirt. So what you need to do is prepare for snow and ice removal, though, because if it does come, the last thing you want is the snow to start melting, then it freeze up, and you walk out your door, and you slip, and you fall on the ice, and you break something. And this can be pretty bad for more older and elderly folks, because everybody knows the older you get, the easier it is to break something. And trust me, I know. The older I get, every year, it feels like something's going to fall off or something else is going to break, and I slip and I fall and I break an ankle, or I get a hernia, or it just happens. No matter how good of in shape you are, as you get older, you're more susceptible to injuries. So think about getting what do you call that stuff? The salt, snow salt or something like that, sidewalk salt or something like that. So you can do your driveway, you can do your walkways. Purchase a snow shovel. You never know, because if it's starting to ice up, you can get out there before it solids up. You can get out there and scrape all that off with that snow shovel. I mean, you could use a square shovel, but it'll take a lot longer, considering square shovel is about 6 inches, some maybe a foot, but a snow shovel, you're talking 3, 4, 5, 6 feet on some of them. No need to get a snow blower. Don't think you need to waste your money on that. But hey, if you got the money and you want one, just for the 2 days that we're going to get something, by all means get it. But you know, the great thing about winterizing your home, it helps the upkeep and it helps later on down the road when you go to sell your home. There's less things you have to do, less maintenance that you got to keep up with, less repairs that you'll have to do on a home inspection when somebody inspects your home and they find something. You know, basically it's just taking care of your home. And then, you know what, come this spring, there's going to be another video of how to get your home ready for the spring, because there's other things you need to do for the spring. All right? So, I hope y'all had a wonderful day watching this video, because I like doing videos. I love it. But, you know, keep in mind the tips that I gave you, and y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later.